Welcome everybody to We're Not Afraid of the Dark. I'm sure we have a lot of long-time listeners with us. If you're brand new, we always drink a lot of alcohol when we're recording these. Funny enough, Ben's my brother.
Hey, that's me.
And Ashley's back there is my fiance.
Oh,
Well, funny thing is, Ben, I had my assistant edit some of the episodes in season 3. I was talking about production with him and how we record 3 or 4, and he says, well, you usually record 3. What you do 4, it gets weird. And to prove that point, just go and listen to the Watcher's Wood episode or the Curious Camera, because that was the 4th we recorded that setting. Ben forgot recording both of them. Ben forgot recording Dangerous Soup also.
hold on. What happens is when we do the live ones, okay, and see, this is why we need your guys' comments. For me, I want to get rid of the lives because there's no time to prepare for those. Like me and Adam don't really okay, we'll know, all right, we're gonna do this one, and this one, and then after that one we're like, you know what, fuck it, let's do a live one, and I'm not always for that because there's no time to prepare. There's everything's really off the cuff for that, and I want to stop that, and Adam loves doing it. So we need your guys' input when it comes to the live ones, because I want to stop, he wants to keep going, and we have at least 4 more to do.
While we're at it, I don't like these videos.
Oh yeah, we have a YouTube page now. You can see us doing this podcast live in the studio.
Oh yeah, and so here it is, the 4th one we've done, and you can see the damage done. I'm drunk as fuck.
Hey, where's my cigarette rum
right,
shot?
it's right there. Here,
Where?
Take it.
Let's do this real quick.
I feel like these are getting fuller.
Well, cheers, guys, to another successful podcast recording.
Cheers.
Hey, by the way, somebody posted something on Instagram tonight. We haven't posted it yet.
What?
Oh.
I can't do a little shout right now. What the Quiet Librarian episode? I remember this one growing up a lot. You remember it, Ben? Ashley?
Yes.
Right, cool.
Yeah, after we watched it, yeah.
It's directed by David Winning, who did a few episodes before, written by Susan Kim. Kiki, when everybody shows up in society, he's like, be quiet. Even though Frank has Tucker in a headlock at that point.
Yeah, he could have put Tucker to sleep.
She says for everyone to listen. And they end up listening to silence.
Oh.
I knew there was one in your backpack.
What did you guys find?
He found the watermelon one I wanted.
Watermelon mint hoop tea.
Yeah, I think the only thing we drank in the studio today is hoop tea, various flavors of it. Secret Spice Rums, the 2 Maryland companies.
Mystery slime.
Yeah, and Ben made mystery slime with some type of local rum, which we're not going to mention by name because it sucked.
It was real bad. There's no saving it.
No, I ended up
turning it blue was the best option we had, and it didn't help.
I dumped it out in the yard, and I guess I'll send them an email.
I think it's glowing over there now.
Might be. God, dude, we've done some damage to this secret rum night.
9 shots.
You know, I've had that bottle for 2 years.
Christ.
I had no one downstairs somewhere.
It wouldn't last a week at the house.
That's no.
It would now.
I don't make drinks with that. The only thing I do is shots of it. Yeah, it's always doing a podcast. I'm not doing shots at the house by myself, by the way.
Say, with him going to sleep early, we haven't been drinking much at all, really.
Well, 2 nights out of the week, she gets off at 9.
9:30.
Yeah.
So I don't get home till 10, 10:30.
My ass is already asleep.
I get to kiss him goodnight and then go do whatever till I can fall asleep.
Gary says that absolute silence doesn't exist. And Sam says there's always something making noise. And I want to bring up an article I know from a classical composer who's now deceased called John Cage, who was put in a second chamber, which cancels all sound. When he was in this chamber, he heard something, and it turned out to be his nervous system. So yeah, they were right. Silence does not exist. There's always something making noise.
Mm-hmm.
Your internal body does make noise.
Makes sense.
She says, I don't know. She says you take away what you found, or you take away life. What was that?
What I think it was like even you breathing makes a sound. So
Yeah.
like
For there
if
to
you
be nothing, you can't even be alive.
No.
right.
Well, we're transported to this library. There's a teacher doing roll calls to children, and pretty young kids here. I mean, they're like 6 or 7 years old. There's some ginger kid tossing a ball. He sees the statue that's going to reappear in this episode a few times. I couldn't figure out who that statue was of.
Siri's
Shakespeare,
trying to
maybe?
talk to you.
What's this bitch doing?
Oh, Siri's trying to talk
Listening
to you.
in, that's why I don't like those fucking
I said
things.
statue. Why is Siri popping up here again? It says, hey, see if the statue that's going to be a PR in the Cepis? The fuck? Alright. Fuck that bitch. Well,
Yeah.
anyway, this little kid, the ball goes downstairs. It stops at this glowing door in the basement section. He goes through some old cabinet files to find it. And there's a sign on the door that says, the quiet reading room. The door handle moves by itself, opening it up. And there's like a haunting figure, but we don't know what it is. He starts to scream, but then the sound cuts out completely.
Well, see, the thing is with this, and like this is kind of jumping ahead because the next scene is I don't know if she's a babysitter or if she's a big sister or what, but it's her reading a book or whatever, and then there's a little kid, and she tells her not to go far, and then
That's a lot later on, Ben.
no, it's soon because there's a second.
Who says if their head was bigger, they would be put in a parade? And that's used twice.
That's way
Both.
ahead.
Oh, I must have.
That's way
here.
ahead.
Okay.
Because there's a
Oh.
second girl that's her
Oh, well,
voice.
funny enough. Yeah, I know what you're talking about with the little Asian girl.
No, she's not Asian.
Oh, he's not?
No,
Oh, okay.
there's a second scene. Pull it up. Pull it up.
It's the
Check
one-
me.
I know what you're talking about. It's the one with that teenage girl with the little small kid who's like
Yes,
6.
it's
Oh, yeah,
right
yeah.
after this.
All right, so I looked up that actress who played the older girl. This was her only acting credit, but she has a PhD in psychology now. She's working in the school system.
Well, there you go. The
Yeah.
library paid off.
Mhm.
Yeah. So she gets taken out by this door that steals her voice and her body and all that shit too. My problem, like with the way it's doing this, is she's being relatively quiet. The kid was being relatively quiet. There was just a ball bouncing or whatever. That room is like actively
Eating people.
like bringing people in. Like
Mhm.
it would be one thing if like there's a kid screaming in the library and then like it like lures them there. You know, like all that girl said was don't go too far. And then boom, it snatches her up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because we saw the same thing where the door opens up and she's there and screaming, but there's no sound at all.
That's
It, like,
later,
cuts it-
but
right,
yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
Now, well, we met our two main characters here.
Well,
Lori
Well, we are, yeah.
and
Now,
Jace. Yeah. Lori is some mixed girl with really curly black hair. She looks like one of those actresses you see all the time in commercials nowadays. Usually from some antidepressant or medication. Like they got the ukulele and fucking jingle
What?
pop. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
No,
I'll give you a meme later
Actually.
on.
now she was a little cutie though.
she was cute.
Yeah. Golden Girl. Every commercial, a starter pack.
Now,
is
was
what we'll
his
look up.
name-
I love these starter pack memes, by the way.
Was his name Chase
So,
or Jace?
Jace. All right, here it is right here. So this starter pack, which I put
He
in the
looked
show
like
notes,
a little baby
uh,
Wayans brother.
television commercial in the 2018 starter pack. Ukulele, some guy whistling, a toy piano, hand claps, and then some mixed girl.
Oh.
Curly hair.
This is what keeps us entertained.
Jesus Christ.
Man.
That's true.
What are you saying, Ashley?
I said he looked like a little baby Wayans brother.
Oh, Wayne's Brothers. We haven't heard of them since Scary Movie, maybe.
No, they went on a little while after that.
Well,
They had
they were big on Living
white
Color.
chicks
White
and this
chicks.
and that.
Yeah, but I mean, the whole family was like big in the '90s in Living Color, and I think one of them had their own. Or Kivara Wayans had his own talk show in the '90s.
Oh, I don't know.
All right. Hey Ben, think of that movie, Don't Be a Menace in South Central by Druggy Just
I
Know It?
Oh, dude, I
love that
love it.
movie.
I was trying to watch it with Kayla, I think last year. There wasn't laughing at all. But how
Dude,
could you not laugh at this
yeah,
fucking movie? It
Loke
is
Dog.
funny.
Dude, Loke
Oh
Dog
my
is
God.
my favorite.
Yes.
Him and Crazy Legs, dude,
Well,
get out of here.
Well, I
And
didn't
the
watch
kid that's older than he is.
I didn't
Come
watch.
on.
Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of the gang movies that they were doing parodies of, but they still made me laugh. Like the liquor store scene with the
Hurry Up and
Asian,
Buy.
yeah, and the white guys in their robbing ship.
Yeah, the man. Yeah.
And the doorbell. Yes.
Yeah, although my other favorite scene is when he's in the car with his mom, and he says, "I want to see you guys." She says, "You know, there's not any positive black females in these movies."
No, I love that movie. Actually, it's only been a few weeks since the last time I turned it on at the shop.
Jesus Christ. I love that movie.
Yeah, we're having a conversation outside smoking a little while ago about movies that me and Ben may review that we seen back in the day. I hadn't seen forever. No one talks about anymore. And one I brought up was Bubble Boy with Jake Gyllenhaal. Is that pronounced it?
Gyllenhaal, yes.
Yeah, I remember that movie being like a moderate hit, but like I haven't seen anybody talk that movie in 17 years now.
It came and went.
Yeah.
Oh, that watermelon mint.
I told you it's nice.
Let me tell you that the white mango. Like I like the white mango, but
I love the watermelon.
the watermelon mint.
I told you I
has
felt
more-
like I needed
We're
it.
talking about hoopty flavors.
Ooh.
I'm big onto the peach.
The peach is
Yeah.
good too.
It's smooth. It's
I got
especially
you,
for
baby.
day
Here we
drinking.
go.
I know you got me, baby.
All right, so in the library, Jace and Lori are complete opposites. Lori is a very serious student. I thought she was a phenomenal actress for a child
Thank
actor.
Oh,
by the way.
absolutely.
Yeah,
She was good.
yeah. She went on to act a lot more. I think she's still acting this day. The guy playing Jace, for child actor, wasn't in much more after this. They're in the library, and I remember this scene vividly. He's playing some like electronic game, making a bunch of noise and shit.
See, I don't even know if that was an electronic game. If
It was like Tiger or something like that, right?
no. So Tiger,
When I was
I love Tiger shit. And all this was a fucking sound box that
Mhm.
had those generic ass
Bleeps, yeah.
toy.
it was a little keychain when I was in like
Yeah.
elementary, middle school.
and see,
like
here-
certain people had them, and it had the do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I tried to research the very first weapon, like toy gun
Mhm.
that originated from, and I searched far and wide and could not fucking find it. I was even on fucking Reddit looking for this shit,
Mhm.
and I
Love
could not.
Reddit.
I could not find shit. Like they're saying, oh, what originated in China because they made a lot of the toys, and like you hear bombs falling and all this other shit, like the generic ass. Like it has like 5 or 6 of the preset, like what they are, and they were in every gun ever fucking made to this fucking day. It's the same generic ass sounds, and I could not for the life of me find where it originated from.
Did we have any of those electronic tag guns, like laser tag almost?
We did not.
All right. I know we used to play like hide and go seek a lot and capture the flag. Like, those are fun. Even at 12 years old, like we're still playing hide and go seek.
Yeah, but see, we were playing like water tag and like
Yeah.
paintball and shit.
Mhm.
We didn't have laser tag. However, some of my friends did have laser tag, and you could cheat the system
See,
with
I
that
haven't even
shit
played it. Even like those laser tag things that, like,
around
I
here.
was calling game rooms almost.
I worked at
they were-
Planet Maze in
Mhm.
Ocean City for a couple years, and I loved that.
Yeah, I know they still
But
have it
when
there.
I played it at other places, like
I think DZ Discovery Zone had one too.
I'm not sure,
Hey,
but I
I-
know that East Point and Dundalk had one, and there were. But whenever I'd go to a different one, the setup was different, like of the guns and vests and headsets and everything,
Well,
and it was no fun.
Yeah, I remember we were trying to do it on a youth group trip that I went in like '97, but it ended up being closed. But Ben, I'm glad you brought up Discovery Zone
Oh,
because
dude, how can
I
you
remember
not?
the
Well-
commercials. I wanted to go so bad,
Well,
but there
Sauce-
wasn't one where I
well,
lived.
the one in Salisbury, Maryland,
And we were
that was
poor.
closest to us, was not open for very long. I think they were open for like maybe 2 years. But I'll never forget this, Ben. we went there one day with like some big group. I forget what it was, maybe a church or a school, and there was this one teenage employee that was, like in the ball pen just throwing balls at kids and having fun with them. All the kids running around him. And then the next time we went, he was a lot more conservative, so I think he got yelled at for
Probably,
like, having
yeah.
fun with kids and stuff. Yeah, we forgot the scene that Jace and Lori are introduced, but here they are in the library. And in this scene here, did you notice the magazines in the back of Lori?
No.
There's one that says Mid Atlantic, and like that's where we live. We're in Maryland.
Mhm.
I had never seen this fucking magazine ever before. However, I'm pretty sure these actors are American.
Mhm.
I tried looking up. I could not find it, but I don't think there's another region. Like, I don't think fucking parts of Morocco in Africa are calling themselves Mid-Atlantic, right?
Morocco.
Yeah.
I mean, they might.
I think it's across the border from us, right? Or across the ocean.
I'm not sure. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Adam drunk as fuck.
What's that, Matt? What else is new? Hey, give me some more cigarettes run, please.
We love you. Whoa.
Adam,
Just take the bottle.
my lady loves you.
If I drink the whole bottle of cigarettes from, then I'm going to the hospital.
I do love him. He's going to be my
All right.
brother.
Well, another
true.
thing, I had a gig earlier today for a daytime gig, and I asked Ben and Ashley to come and get me at the venue.
Said he was
And,
going to pregame.
Well, the funny thing was, yeah, I drove there. I was assuming to drive a car back, but I asked the bartender for a refreshing drink. It was like 3 o'clock. I didn't want anything too heavy. So I asked them for a mimosa. They didn't have champagne, so they couldn't make it. And then they asked me for if I wanted a Bloody Mary. I hate Bloody
Yes.
Marys, so I don't
What?
drink those. So I asked the bartender I'm friends with, just bring me something refreshing. She brings me like a quarter bag of hoopty with a cup. It says, here, just take this. I'm like, well, perfect. She's like, have you had this before? I was like, well, I'm fucking friends with you. We drink this on our podcast every fucking week, so. Yeah. Lori says she needs books for a project, and they start arguing about who's going to go downstairs. I like the coin flip, because we actually never see the coin on the table.
We don't.
Yeah, he says, like, heads or tails, and his ass is sent down there.
Although, given the fact that he was really, what's the word I'm looking? I don't know. He wanted to tell her to go fuck herself. She had really upset him at that point. I feel like if it had not been in his favor, he would have
And
told her so.
well, I'm trying
I
to
don't
think of that
think he was
age.
going gentlemanly.
I think these kids are like 12 or 13.
They're at that age where like they want attention, but they also like are still super sensitive.
Yeah, well, this girl's attractive.
She's
And,
adorable.
and she's educated. She's serious. So, like, why would he not want any attention from her? Like, he's just brushing her off and like making fun of her the whole damn time.
I think with him, it's just a defense mechanism because originally him and his he didn't seem to have an issue until she heard his friend making fun of her and everything. So then she was kind of, fuck you. And then at that point, he got kind of defensive. Initially, he didn't seem to have any problem.
How big is this fucking library, man?
It was a pretty big library. I kind of want to go.
Yeah, the biggest I've ever been to was when I lived in Baltimore. Like, that one is massive. Our hometown one, though, in Christopher, Maryland, the original band where we grew up is like really small, though.
Oh yeah.
That one is really small.
That sounds close, but fun piece of trivia, that's the only library in America that's also mausoleum.
This little scene right here, where he's saying hello, and then the librarian bumps into him because she's reading something, and she's startled because of it.
Yeah.
Like, he was fucking talking, like he wasn't being quiet. He was like calling out to see if someone was there, and then like she bumps into him, and like he goes up and he's like shaking and shit.
I'm gonna be honest, baby. Like, I could have done that. Like, sometimes when I'm like reading something and I'm really, really into it, even if I hear something happening, it's almost like filed away in a different compartment.
But
like,
baby,
I hear that it's happening, but I'm not registering it. So if you walked into me, well, hell, you walk in on me in the kitchen all the time, and I jump in.
I scare the fuck out of her. Like on like a date. Like
He
almost
announces himself
yeah. Like I have to announce that hey, I'm coming into the kitchen.
coming down the hallway.
Yeah, because I will scare the
Jeez.
shit out of her.
Well, see, Jessica started in the library. I was put up the scene because there's that bouncy ball comes back. He's looking around. Yeah, there's the librarian. He's just like reading while working or something like that, walking around.
Yeah. So
He also another big thing is we find out he wears glasses here, and that's a big deal because when he runs upstairs startled, yeah, they left a notebook down there.
He forgets to take them off.
Yeah, well, somebody's printing something. He comes back up there, and she actually mentions that he wears glasses. Yeah, I didn't know he wore glasses, and he makes it like a big deal. He's trying to be a badass here.
I don't.
but see, here's the thing. He is shaken over just bumping into the librarian.
And the ball, where the ball come from?
Oh yeah, I mean,
We saw the ginger kid earlier with it, but
but the thing is, like, if maybe like he saw like a ghost,
He
or
did
it-
seem awfully shaken for very little reason.
exactly. See, that was just like a little. Like, to be honest with you, I don't have a fucking problem with this episode. It's actually really good.
It is pretty good.
I will agree. And I thought they did a great job with this, considering the whole scene for this 9% of the episode is at the library, which sometimes kids think is boring, and they made it very interesting.
Right. And see, I don't like I said, I don't have a problem with this episode. Like, I might have little problems with it,
Mhm.
but like
Little continuity
yeah,
shit.
all in all, like, I like this one. And I mean, just like, okay, he shouldn't have been shooken up just because he bumped into the librarian. Like, okay, he saw the door, he bumped into the librarian, goes up there, he's all fucking shook. It doesn't make any damn sense.
Anyway, I thought the guy's acting here though was a little rough. That's the only gripe I had. I thought his acting when he tries to act like a badass and shit is like the same.
To be honest with you,
Mhm.
when it comes to this show, these are kids. We don't really like. Here we are, season 4. We haven't really bashed on the acting,
Yeah.
because they're kids. We don't like that shit.
No, we're not bashing because it's actually not that terrible. I mean, we saw some terrible acting in the
Yeah,
last
well, we've
episode,
seen
but-
some bad ones, but I mean, like, all in all, we don't really give a fuck because they're kid actors. Like, we like let that go. We let that shit go. And like, if I don't know, if the story doesn't add up, or if like lines don't make fucking sense, or if like you see like an extra, or like some dude that's supposed to be holding a boom mic, like, that's the shit we pick on. It's not really like, okay, this kid's like 10 years old and he's fucking can't deliver his lines right. We don't pick that shit out like most times. We don't care. Like,
Usually it's not personal.
right.
We are transported to the school. She finds Jace, says she left her notebook in the basement. They're trying to get this report done. He says he has practice and she has to get it. Understand there, she says she's writing the whole fucking thing, but he's not doing jack shit. And they said they're both gonna go, but she can't meet there at 7 o'clock. They get there, it's closed. They start arguing, well, you didn't call and make sure that they were open.
Well, hold
So-
on. The thing is, she offered to do it by herself.
Why did he say wait later?
Well,
She felt guilty?
Well, no, she offered to do it by herself, and he handed her the books. And then when she realizes her notebook's gone,
Why are you using the towel in the
because
He spilled shit.
that was so long ago, but yes, I'm cleaning up shit.
there you go.
But yeah, like, yes, he has to find the notebook or whatever, but like, yes, she's writing the whole fucking paper.
And she is the one that said it needed to be 7. He said, I've got to do practice and I can do after. And she said, I can't get there until 7.
Yeah, so I don't know what the fuck she had until 7. But
It was almost like they intended to leave that, ambiguous or whatever, but then they never went back to it.
Well, of course, the library is closed. So they did the most logical thing anything kid's gonna do, and that's
Break in.
break and entering.
Ooh, my notes.
What do you got-
oh
what do you got, Ashley?
shit.
Because I wrote down
Disclaimer.
that
okay, we're
was
not.
my second. I said little baby Wayne's brother, and then my second one was always a conveniently placed trellis.
I thought you used a ladder up there, right?
No, it was a trellis.
He was climbing vines.
Nice.
Anytime somebody needs to get to a roof or a window, is always a conveniently traced trellis.
Mhm.
Who's drunk now?
Blah blah blah.
Everybody's
Say
fucking
conveniently
studio?
placed trellis.
Conveniently placed trellis.
They end up in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting for some covers there. You guys remember the prop they see on that wall once they find the reading room?
They see a 1910 calendar.
Yeah, I thought it was fake. I looked at the cover. It says Bibby, Kate Catlux, and Meal or something like that. But the calendar's accurate. Like the dates actually line up. They open this door. There's a bunch of cops everywhere, and they see a bunch of children, but no one's screaming.
Yeah, well, they try to scream, but there's no sound.
Yeah, and then they see our villain in this episode.
I did have a question, but I'm gonna wait till the end because it's really more of an end kind of rant.
Okay.
Miss McGregory comes out there with some kind of box, and she's laughing, but Jace loses his voice.
She opens the box to
Yeah,
take his voice.
so they're back in time apparently.
Ursula.
Yeah, well, Jace finds some of Victoria, and he's just taking these vinyl records and smashing them on the floor. That would have happened with 78 records, by the way. They were very, very
Yes, fragile.
brittle, yeah. But modern records, they're made of vinyl, actual vinyl. So,
They would have laughed at you.
yeah, I mean, I got some vinyl here. I don't want to throw it, but if you throw it on the ground, it will be intact. Now, Laura's voice is taken away.
Whoa. Hold on.
I didn't have any notes here. I had like 3 notes.
Whoa. No. Okay. So
Bless him.
we didn't take any notes because there was really like
I really didn't have a lot for this.
she took like 2 notes and like
And then I had one lingering kind of.
yeah, so here it is like a story about like being quiet and stuff. And like I on my notes all I had was the title and like it was just a blank sheet. And like there was really nothing to pick apart here. And
I
like
will say it was very typical. Like 90s brainy girl, slacker guy,
yeah,
blah blah blah.
but here's the thing.
But
At this point in the story, Jace can't talk, but he tells her to split up and tells her to go up the stairs. She goes up the stairs and he starts smashing those records downstairs to kind of draw her to him. And
But what was in that box?
it's the ability
it's the
to
voices.
take
Alright,
the
the sounds,
noise
okay.
away.
Yeah.
And I don't know at what point, but the girl screams and she opens the box and takes her voice as well. Then that's when like they start using that fucking it's not even a game system. It's just like a
Noise box.
it's a noise box that does the fucking 7 or 8 like
they had it when I told you. Same thing when I was in elementary school.
Yeah.
Different colored buttons, different sounds.
but it does the same
does nothing.
does the same sounds as like the toy guns that you would find in the 80s, 90s, even today. They do the same exact sounds as they always fucking done, but like they're passing it in between each other. And like for some reason, and see, this is like my main gripe. My only gripe with this episode is like that's what defeats her. Is this little noise box that does these little generic ass sounds. Cuz they're passing it back and forth and like she can't capture the sounds from this like box. That's dumb.
Because they're not a voice, I guess.
And I don't know. She captured the music that was coming out of that thing. She captured him smashing the vinyls
Right.
on the ground. Like she should be able to capture it.
You
You
would
know what I'm
think.
saying?
Yeah, but when they do destroy her, she like, all these souls are set free. We see this nice effect of all the kids that we saw earlier. They're caught by a security guard who sees the ashes and glasses on the floor. I thought it looked pretty cool.
Yeah, it was still smoking.
They say they found the missing kid. So apparently, 2 kids went missing in like modern times, and they didn't think it was a security threat at the library.
That was my question. Was like when they finally got set free, they were in this like reading room.
Mhm.
When the people went in, all the dust, cobwebs, everything were completely intact. Nothing had been touched. And I felt like, and I could be wrong because I do tend to get distracted, but I don't remember any like things throughout the episode where it was like, "Oh, children missing, blah blah." Like, how long were these kids in there? No food, no water, didn't touch a damn thing.
Men are dead. But we saw the orphan kids. I think all of them, like, they look like they're dressed in the 1910s, 1920s, but they're never fucking found.
No, they're just corpses. They've disintegrated.
Most of they went
nothing.
back to where they were. They got spent the room. It's like a tomb.
That was all. That was all I had. It was a pretty bland episode. It was
Upstairs.
solid. Like, I don't have a lot to bitch
Oh,
about.
hold on. We're not
but
done yet.
Yeah,
We
she's.
got some
Yeah.
more.
I'm done. That was all I had.
Yeah, we'll back
It's
up.
not all he has.
Yeah, I mean, back upstairs, like the authorities are there, the statue's being moved, the kids are detained, and I like how the parents still aren't here in this episode at all. And they say you can go. Like no parents had anything to do with this at all. And that's when they walk past the painting, which is my gripe.
Mm-hmm.
It says Mercy McGregor, head librarian, 1895 to 1910.
She didn't look
Yeah, she's-
friendly at all.
Yeah, I mean, what was she, 25 years old? The actress looks like she's 65. Look at the actress. She had a few credits.
Hold on. That might have been while she was head librarian. That might not have been her date of birth and all that shit. But I mean, they could have picked another date for like the end of her service.
Yeah, well, how did they not see that painting? Because I mean, it's big.
Yeah, it's
when they're
right
in
there.
We're
Yeah.
like, oh, it was that lady.
Yeah, and I looked her up. She was a bigger voice actress. She was in For Better or Worse, A Christmas Angel, Bluetooth, A Christmas Elf. You remember watching that back in the day, actually?
Pardon?
Bluetooth, A Christmas Elf.
Nope.
Yeah, I remember watching it as a school show or something. The Adventures of Teddy Ruxpin.
I
Oh.
loved Teddy Ruxpin.
Yeah.
I had a Teddy Ruxpin. It was really funny when you put a different tape in him.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember this episode. I don't remember it sticking with me. It's not exactly scary. It's just creepy. But I don't think it's that terrible. I like this better than Renegade Virus.
I thought I did.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
did like this better than Renegade Virus, even though I had less notes for this one. I don't know.
I do like the premise and like
Mhm.
like
I love anything that links back to like older times.
like a librarian, creeping around a library at night. Like I love it. I absolutely fucking love it. The thing is, like, okay, they like in order for her to capture the souls or whatever, like there should be like a little, I don't know, there should be like a little more to it than how she was making it, like, oh, she was luring them or whatever. Like, okay, if it was someone that deserved it, okay, nab them. You know, like, not just lure, like, oh, okay, this kid's bouncing a ball. You know, like, okay, whatever. You know, but like, I do like the creepy feel of like a library at night.
Oh yeah.
You know, like old ass librarian with these like purple shaded glasses. You know, like.
And I think part of the difference was like this reached back into older times. So like we know what that was. So it's really easy for us to get that right in retrospect. But with say like the virus episode where they were going forward, they didn't really know what was coming.
Right.
So us looking at it from 2018 is like really
Whoa. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
You know, like
That's
we were
very
all
true.
going to be wearing silver spacesuits and eating our meals in capsules and yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's part of it too. Like it's really easy for us to get it right going backwards, but going forwards is a little tougher.
Yeah. I can get that, baby.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. Next week, what is it? Water Demons episode or some shit?
It's
The
I
what?
think it's water demons.
All
Yeah.
right. It's fucking Water Demons.
There's an episode next week,
Water demons.
maybe.
I'm gonna have to refresh, but I'm pretty sure it's hit or miss. I think it might be mid level. I'm not sure.
Well, regardless, we're still going to entertain everybody
I
through
don't
our
know.
excellent voices, and be sure to check our new YouTube page, which is in the short description notes.
Ooh, yes. Hey, since we're doing this video thing, let us know what you think of it, because
If you don't, I would love for it to be gone.
That's just camera shy.
If there's no comments or anything like that, this goes away. I mean, it's simple as that.
I like being anonymous and coming in my
yeah. So I
bum
mean,
clothes.
comments on Instagram, fucking comments on YouTube, comments on iTunes. It only takes fucking like 5 seconds. Jesus Christ, you can put whatever the fuck you want. I don't even care.
You know, for the first time in my life, last week, I gave a podcast a 1-star rating. And
What was the podcast?
It was a new one, actually, by a podcast company that's like national grade.
Oh.
Yeah, it was some type of oddity podcast. But basically, I gave it 1 star because it sounded like the narrator was just like reading a Wikipedia article.
Yeah.
So they're like 5-minute episodes. It was really low content. And it was like basically reading paragraphs. Like, fuck this shit. I saw some other people say that as well. I'm like, if I give something 1 star, it means no one else needs to listen to it.
Yeah,
it's a waste of time.
Right.
The thing is with me. Like, I mean, I feel like I tell it pretty. I'm pretty real with it, and like I could give a fuck, you know. When it comes to our Instagram and shit, like, okay, you know, like we'll ask for votes on like, oh, well, what do you want us to do? And like, oh, what do you think of this? And like, people just like it. Bam, heart. You know, if we're looking for a direction and we want like input from you guys,
A like don't mean shit.
thank you, baby. Yeah, comment. Give us your input. Take fucking 2 seconds to let us know what you think. Where do you think we should go with it? Like, what do you think we should do? Simple as that. Like, Jesus Christ, we want interaction with you guys. Like, we've got almost 500 people. You know, like
Talk to us.
we're not huge.
We
Jesus Christ.
listen.
So fucking let us know what you guys think, and we will interact with you. We've always done that shit.
And keep in mind, the reason that Ben and I started this podcast was to have fun.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
we're not making much money off. Actually, we're losing
We're not
money.
making anything.
No,
yeah,
we're
we're not making
definitely
shit.
losing money here.
Yeah,
but
but-
it's a good time.
Yeah, but it does touch us a lot when we have people tell us that one, and I will admit this because like
And it's good for
obviously
my
Ben's my brother.
soul to go back.
We are funny. I mean, I remember stuff that me and Ben did. It's just fucking funny. I got some stories I'm going to bring up with you, Ben, that we haven't mentioned in the podcast yet, but I gotta wait for the right episode to do it.
I'm concerned.
I love you
Yeah.
guys.
Fuck, I'm concerned.
Well,
I think you're wonderful.
Yeah, I just want to save them because there's some of the
I'm
best
a little
stories, and
biased.
they happen at various points in time. It's just not 90s. Some are the 2000s. Some like the fucking that knife on the door note. I mean, that happened 3 years ago. So
that did not happen 3 years ago,
I've
3 or 4 years
I've
ago. yeah.
dated Ashley for
It's
3
been
years.
4 or 5.
It's been like
All right.
6
because
years.
they had a house for a
Well,
year, so it's been
all
at
right.
least 4 and a half.
Well, I mean, if you asked me what happened 10 years ago, I'm thinking about 1995 still. So, I mean,
I understand. 10 years ago to me was
Mhm.
still the 90s, so I
Yeah.
get it. It definitely wasn't 3 years ago, or
Jesus.
he's got some splaining to do.
right, because I was with Ashley 3 years ago.
well, speaking of moving out, I will bring up this funny story of something you said, and that was when you broke up with your ex-girlfriend, you got rid of the house, and you came to our parents' house like, I don't know, like 11 or midnight. I said, you told me that you're losing the house because you broke up, and I said, well, when do you move it back? And you
Well,
said,
not
"Oh,
losing. The lease was up.
yeah. I said, when do you move it back? You said, 5 minutes ago.
I'm here now, right?
Yeah, it's like that matter. And again, our podcast is not scripted. The only
That
thing
is all him.
the only thing we
That's
have-
why I love him.
yeah, the only thing we have written down are the actual things that happen in the episodes, and maybe some things to talk about. But everything else is just like ready to go. All right, well, thanks to everybody again. You know the drill. We'll see you next week.